Hi, this is Mark Nejmeh. I'm running for mayor in Bradley Beach, New Jersey. I'm in my home right now and I'm trying to record a video so you can understand my position. I've spent some time speaking with so many people here in Bradley Beach about what's important to them. And I'm really surprised to hear so many very distinct, clear complaints about how they feel the town is in fact corrupt because it's controlled by too few people. Even some of the employees at the town have made some pretty strong complaints about how they're treated if they just don't stay in line. So I believe I should be your mayor because, number one, I'm a very fair person and I'm a very honest person. I always try to do my best. I took on this task of running for mayor because I felt I had some things to say and I wanted to prove to people that running for political office was not something that is for special people, but just for any people that have important issues that they want to change. So my task right now is to win as mayor. Now there's some very good people running for the office of mayor in Bradley Beach. I spoke to Dr. Kotler and I was lucky enough to meet him at the council meeting. He told me that he cares very much for the city, and I do believe him. I talked to Mr. Engelstadt on the street down by Ocean Avenue. Met him, shook his hand. He seems like a very upstanding guy. Both of these men have been on the council. I feel as if I'm a friend of Wayne May, although I think he doesn't say some nice things about me sometimes, but that's okay. I like the guy. So my thoughts for you are this. I should be mayor because I don't have any connections here in Bradley Beach. I'm very strong. I'm very interested in doing the right thing for people because that's what I think a man should do, is the right thing for people. I know for a fact that there's way too much spending down at the Public Works garage. Way too much. I know for a fact that that's too much of a power play, and I think that's the biggest issue of this election, is how could you actually disassemble this political machine that runs and controls Bradley Beach. Secondly, I've made some comments and some suggestions in writing about what should be done for taxpayers, for people here in the city. I talk about removing the meters. Why? Well, specifically, it's just unfair. And it is a tax. It's a tax that shouldn't be. That beach should be accessible to families when they come down to visit. When you leave your house because it's too far for you to walk, you shouldn't be taxed again here in Bradley Beach so that this city can grab that revenue and use it for something that they want. The people that run this town, they know how to get the taxes out of you. One, from your home taxes, but secondly, from meters. The second thing I said that I'd like to do is change the discount for citizens back to 1/2 of the beach pass up to February 28th. Why? Well, number one, I don't think the people of Bradley Beach own the beach. I think that they are just stewards to the beach. So therefore, they have to tolerate the vacationers, the excess traffic. So don't you think you deserve a break on the beach pass? I do. Number two, on that note, I think that since you are living in this town, well then you should be very thankful because there are so many people that don't live near the beach. So you get a half-price beach pass up until February 28th. Great. Get that revenue in before the summer. But be thankful and be happy that you live at the beach. It's such a privilege. Third thing I mentioned on my list was that we should eliminate permit fees for home improvements and building in the town until the economy picks up. A moratorium on it. Why? Because permit fees are actually another tax on the homeowner. The homeowner decides to spend money at Home Depot for materials, to hire a contractor. This is job creation. Our economy is in a dire situation. We need to keep the flow of capital moving. We don't need to raise more revenue for the town. Now, I have the financials that Mrs. Sablinski was so nice to put together for me, and I'm studying them closely. And I won't make any comments on those financials until I understand them fully. I think that this is important. Those are just a few points. But again, I think I should be your mayor for another important reason. Although we have great men that are running for office, I think that I'm very strong. I'm very strong-willed. And I can work with these men, if they remain on the council, so that we can make some real change. I want to look into the tax base and how taxes are calculated on sewage. I think this is an obvious area that needs to be investigated. I want to see the calibration in Neptune Township. I want to see how the sewage is handled, because this is a burden, another tax on people, money that can't be spent elsewhere in the economy, that is being levied on you. Now, I'm not saying that there's any deduction that can be had from that, but I think it needs to be looked at closely because it just doesn't make sense. Another big point that came up this week for my review of what's happening in the town is that there are some shared services, or quote unquote, we're now moving into other towns with the equipment that was purchased by Bradley Beach. An extensive amount of equipment, bigger than most construction companies have, all brand new. People driving trucks around that say lifeguards and they're going here and there. So much gas expense. I think that this is obviously the area that has to be looked at, and that's how I say, by cutting down some of those costs, why you don't need the revenue from the meters at the beach. You can temporarily have a moratorium on building permits. Building permit costs, not building permits. Those are my suggestions up front. I'm going to be going home to home, trying to speak to people about why I should be mayor. I hope that you'll welcome me, or I'll hope you give me feedback on what you think I'm saying is wrong. I think it's very, very important that people respond back to me, either on these video comments, or you can send a letter to me at 414 Newark Avenue, Bradley Beach, or you can call me at 732-995-3914. I'd like to know, but I find this running for mayor to be an important task for me right now. My work with job creation is a nonprofit. We don't go out and raise money. I couldn't think of something that's more important than talking and about stimulating ideas for job creation. So I thank you today for listening to me. I'll make another video after this weekend, or maybe during this weekend, and I hope that you'll vote for me. I'd like to be your mayor. I'd like to be the person that has no connection to anyone, so therefore I don't really feel afraid to offend anyone. I'd like to make the change in this town that's going to make a change in your life for the positive. Thanks for your time, and please vote for me. Number 3, Mark Nejmeh, Bradley Beach Mayor. Bye-bye.